Welcome to the President's Diary, where we take a look at His Excellency Dr. President Irfaan Ali's week of activities. His Excellency started off this week by congratulating Guyanese-born Baroness Valerie Amos on her appointment as a member of the Order of Garter, England's oldest and most senior order of chivalry. Baroness Amos became the first woman of African descent to receive the honor. President Ali said Baroness Amos's distinguished service to the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth makes the appointment well-deserved. He said all Guyanese should be proud of the recognition of Baroness Amos, who hails from the island of Wakenham. As government gears up to present National Budget 2022, on Tuesday, Dr. Ali oversaw several budgetary meetings by ministries and government agencies at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. The President has charged his officials to ensure astute management tactics are used to guarantee positive spending for the overall development and growth of the country. He met with representatives from the Ministries of Legal Affairs, Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, Natural Resources, Public Works, Human Services and Social Security, Public Service, Culture, Youth and Sport, Labour and the Ministry of Housing and Water. President Ali was joined by Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo and the Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, His Excellency expressed immense joy for Guyana and the Guyanese over ExxonMobil's announcement of 2 additional oil discoveries. In an invited comment, he said, and I quote, "I am very happy with every additional find that Guyana makes because it adds to our total base and to our ability in advancing the prosperity of our population and also improving our prospects of securing a prosperous future for future generations of Guyanese." End of quote. ExxonMobil announced that it had discovered oil at Fangtooth 1 and Lau Lau 1 wells in the Stabroek Block. The oil company said that it encountered approximately 50 meters of high-quality oil-bearing sandstone reservoirs at the Fangtooth 1 well and 96 meters of high-quality hydrocarbon-bearing sandstone reservoirs at the Lau Lau 1 well. These new discoveries add to Guyana's estimated 10 billion oil-equivalent barrels in the Stabroek Block. Also on Wednesday, President Ali assured the nation that the rapid rise in COVID-19 cases and infection of healthcare workers will not affect the provision of healthcare services. During a virtual press conference, President Ali said there is no need for Guyanese to panic as government continues to have a proactive approach in dealing with COVID-19.
I want the population to understand that what we are faced with is what the entire global community is faced with. This morning I spoke to a number of prime ministers in the region, and the report is the same. There's greater positive results among the population, but all the focus is on managing the healthcare system, ensuring that our facilities are there, ensuring that our health personnel are protected to the extent that the healthcare system remains functional.
The President says there are about 200 healthcare workers affected by the virus. Nevertheless, he reiterates that this will not hinder the delivery of service.
It has not affected the service delivery, whilst most countries now are moving in a direction of cutting off service delivery from the public healthcare system. They're going to a situation that we had in the inception of COVID, where the cancellation of surgeries, and they're now focusing only on emergency. We are not heading into that direction because we believe that the system can manage and operate even with the challenge that we have now.
Dr. Ali said Guyana has received much praise from the international community on the way the country has dealt with the virus from the inception, despite sharing borders with countries that are severely affected by COVID-19.
Do the research on what is happening in those jurisdictions and where we are located, and then do the analysis as to how we have managed. And I think all of us as Guyanese should be very proud of the work that our frontline workers, the healthcare system, and the government and the private sector, the civil society working together in a national task force, the work we have done as a country to manage this to the point we are today. And that is why we are having this press conference, so that there is no panic in the system and people understand clearly what we are addressing and the proactive way in which we are addressing that.
President Ali said that the only way to beat COVID-19 is being vaccinated and following the health safety protocols. On a lighter note, President Ali also received a courtesy call visit from 7 senior students from Yale University at State House. Included in the group was Ashley Anthony, daughter of Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony. The 22-year-old is reading for a degree in biomedical engineering. To show their appreciation, the students gifted the president a Saybrook College tie. President Ali encouraged the students to make the most of their trip and the recommended must-see places. He also gave them a taste of Guyanese cuisine. The president also met with 3 University of Guyana students from the Faculty of Agriculture and Forestry, where he encouraged them to collaborate with other young people in their field in a partnership with government in its Agriculture and Innovation Entrepreneurship Program. He told the students that the government will provide the land and finance the greenhouses for them to plant high-value crops such as broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. The program, according to the head of state, would allow them to become young entrepreneurs while aiding in the further development of the country's agriculture sector. Heeding the advice of the president, the students are set to visit the technical staff at the Ministry of Agriculture to discuss the project in the coming week. Moreover, His Excellency Dr. Ali, committed to upskilling Guyanese, donated 6 laptops to a group of visually impaired persons who are currently participating in a radio broadcasting training program offered by the Ministry of Labour through the Board of Industrial Training, BIT. The computers will be outfitted with the necessary programs to ensure that the visually impaired can use them. Over a dozen persons with various forms of disabilities are benefiting from the 12-week program, which covers areas such as script writing for radio, interview techniques, and radio production. His Excellency was interviewed by author and journalist Dr. Mandy Pry. President Ali highlighted his government's extensive development plans for the country and its non-oil sector, as well as Guyana's newfound oil resource. He also spoke extensively on his vision for one Guyana and Guyana's greatest resource, its people.
I call on all Guyanese to join me in taking our beloved nation to a higher destiny, and a noble expression of our oneness from which all will benefit, thrive, and prosper.
This has been the President's Diary, where we take a look at His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfaan Ali's week of activities. Thank you for watching, and do join us next week.